Hello YouTube. Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting and a Fan. And I am standing for the miracle that I fully recover from my cold a whole lot sooner than divine timing and goddess grace. No offense to the goddess, but being sick is no fun. And I have things to do. I am recording this video on 1:23 a.m. It is after midnight, so it is now officially Monday, March 28th, 2016. It is the day after Easter Sunday this year. And I'm not looking pretty, I'm not feeling pretty. And frankly, this has been a really interesting month for me because, I almost never get sick. But from Tuesday, March 8th through Friday, March 18th, I had the flu. And I have had this cold since, I've had this cold pretty much since, if I'm not mistaken, last Friday, March 25th, or last Saturday, March 26th. So, I'm eating this wonderful soup made with potatoes and tomatoes and green pepper and Spanish onion, as well as black pepper and sage and dill. And I'm having a cup of clover honey. I love clover honey, with lemon juice and apple cider vinegar. That's all I added other than the hot water. And I am getting plenty of rest, but sometimes I don't sleep the entire night through, and then it's like, okay, I'm going to do something. So in the meantime, since I still need to catch up on my videos, I'm doing that now. So this video, I want to talk a little bit about something that happened to me several years ago. So I had a psychic vision, and in this psychic vision, I saw myself as a published writer. And the divine directions that I gleaned from this psychic vision was that once I was officially a published writer, meaning that my name was included in a book, or I had written a book that was published, whatever the case was, that I was not to make any fanfare about it. In other words, no Facebook post, no tweet on Twitter, no Instagram post, none of that. But I was divinely guided to wait until I received a clear and evident sign that it was time to mention it. So I had the honor and pleasure of submitting an article to a book entitled Finding the Masculine in Goddess's Spiral, Men in Ritual, Service, and Community to the Goddess, edited by Erick DuPree, prefaced by Yesha Rabbit Matthews, and forward by Ivo Dominguez Jr. So this book was published this year by hold on. I want to make sure I pronounce this correctly. Megalithica Books, which is an imprint of Emanian Press in the UK. And I want to show you the cover of the book. And I want to show you where I am featured. So, yes. Right there at the bottom. A Lesson from Osset by Robert Alvarez, also known as Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as yours truly. Yay! So I am mentioning this because, I have the honor and pleasure of being part of a panel discussion on a podcast in exactly 1 week, which is Monday, April 4th, 2016. Interestingly enough, it is the date of the Annunciation. And now keep in mind that I'm a happily recovered Catholic, but if I remember correctly, the Annunciation is the Christian holy day that celebrates the occurrence of Mother Mary being informed by Archangel Gabriel that she was going to give birth to Yeshua, the Anointed One, which these days is how we refer to Jesus the Christ. And it's interesting because I've always, well, since I began my journey to goddessness, as I call it, I have always thought of Mother Mary as a goddess. I don't think of her as a saint first or as anything first. I think of her first and foremost as a goddess. And all of the other emanations of Mother Mary, be it Guanxi, who is the Chinese goddess of mercy, compassion, and forgiveness, and La Virgen de Guadalupe, who is one of Mexico's most beloved saints, I think of them as goddesses as well. And some of you, those of you that have been, those of you who've had readings with me at Catland, and those of you who have had conversations with me about other powerful divine feminine figures, you also know that I have this really strong connection to Santísima Muerte, which is the subject of a whole other video and a whole other blog post, because you know, she deserves her own video and her own blog post. But yes, and of course it's interesting because Archangel Gabriel is astrologically aligned with the moon. So many images of Mother Mary depict her with a crescent moon, and of course in magical traditions, Monday is the day of the moon. And my celestial mother, Osset, the ancient Egyptian goddess more commonly known as Isis, has a lot of similarities to Mother Mary. And of course, Osset is a full moon goddess. So that all of this is taking place on Monday, April 4th, 2016 is very exciting for me. Some of you know that I have appeared on internet radio stations before. I've appeared on podcasts before. It had been a while. It has been a while, excuse me. The April 4th hasn't happened yet. It has been a while. So I'm looking forward to this panel discussion. I have no idea how it's going to flow. I know it's going to be an hour long. I don't remember the time offhand, but I will definitely be posting the relevant links in the info box for this video, and also in the accompanying WordPress blog post. I'm very excited about being included in this book, and I want to tell you a quick story. I remember, I don't remember offhand how I first connected with Erick DuPree, but I believe it was through Facebook. And I found out that Erick DuPree was editing a book about men in service to the goddess, and he asked men to submit articles about their own experiences with the goddess, or with a particular goddess, or with their, as I refer to her, celestial mother, the goddess who gave birth to one soul. And I remember I thought about it, I was excited about it, and I'm like, you know what, I need to do this. And I submitted, I wrote an article, the one that's included in the book. I submitted it, and that was that. A long time went by, or what seemed like a long time went by, maybe about a year or so. And then one day, not too long ago, I received an email from both Erick DuPree and, let me make sure that I get his name correct. Taylor Elwood, who also submitted an article, and who I believe is the editor of this book. I should know this, right? Yeah. And the article had, the email had the PDF attached to it, and the two of them had asked everybody who received the email to review the PDF, make sure their article was included, and if the article needed to be revised, etc. So I remember I went through the entire PDF, and I must admit I didn't go through every page of the PDF, with slow precision. I went through the table of contents, didn't see my article, and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to go through everything just in case. And I went through it relatively slowly, went all the way to the end, didn't see my article. I'm like, okay. I was disappointed, but I'm like, you know what, I'm going to be a professional. I need to be a professional. So I wrote them both an email. I thanked them for considering me. I thanked them for giving me the opportunity. I did say that I am disappointed, but I know these things happen in the world of publishing, and it's not the end of the world. I thanked them for their time, and I gave them a goddess blessing that I thought was quite beautiful. And then I took a nap. And when I woke up from my nap an hour later, I went back to my computer, and there was an email that I had received from Erick DuPree, and based on the timestamp, it was sent to me approximately 10 minutes after I sent him and Taylor Elwood the email thanking them for considering me and letting them know that I was disappointed that my article wasn't included. And in essence, what Erick DuPree said was, what Erick DuPree wrote was that my article was one of his favorite submissions, and he will definitely make sure that it is included, and that I am to send a bio to Taylor Elwood ASAP. And I was like, oh shit. Really, that was my first, like, oh shit. So I did, and during the time that I sent that email, I was especially feeling the pre-Mercury retrograde storm energies. So I sent the email, and it was returned to me. And I'm like, okay. And then I thought to myself, you know what, I'm just going to forward it because time is of the essence. Forwarded the email, and then it was sent back to me. I'm like, okay, the goddess wants me to send a professional-looking email. I will do that. And so I did. That was sent back to me. And I'm like, oh my goddess, this is crazy. And then I prayed to the goddess. I'm like, goddess, please let this email be sent. Oh, pardon me. I will get over this cold by my next video, I think. That's how, no. I know what to do. I surrender and release my need for this condition. I surrender and release my need for this condition. I surrender and release my need for this condition. I surrender and release my need for this condition. My healing is already in progress, and I am already happy, healthy, and whole. My healing is already in progress, and I am already happy, healthy, and whole. My healing is already in progress, and I am already happy, healthy, and whole. My healing is already in progress, and I am already happy, healthy, and whole. And so must it be. Oh, I feel so much better doing that. I feel warm in here, actually, now. But I'll turn on the fan after the video's done. So yeah, so I was very happy. So I prayed to the goddess, and I asked her, please, to let this email be received. He did finally receive the email. I was relieved. I was happy. I could relax. And I did. And yeah, I'm very excited about this. This is a wonderful thing. I love the thought of it happening, and and I actually know a few of the other people who have submitted articles. I've had the pleasure to meet them over the years, and with some of them I've actually engaged in group ritual with them. Now, I haven't met everybody who's included in this anthology. Like, I haven't met Taylor Elwood because he lives in the United Kingdom, and I don't have a passport, and I don't know if he's coming to the United States anytime soon. Although I believe he has been here, I'm not sure. Interestingly enough, there is a pagan festival for men who love men called Between the Worlds, and the last time I went to it was 2011, and in 2012, that's when Erick DuPree went, and I was like, oh, sure. Although I might have them in reverse, but I digress. So I invite you to listen to the panel discussion. I would imagine that for those of you who cannot listen to when it's happening live, it will be archived right away. My experience has been that most shows that are recorded live, or rather that are broadcast live, are recorded at the same time, and then they're archived, and pretty much it's like, okay, I can listen to it an hour later, I can listen to it the following day. But I'm very excited about it. I don't know if people will be able to call in with questions. I'll find that out, and then I'll make sure to include that in the accompanying WordPress blog post and all that other good stuff. I am very excited that one of my clients is purchasing this book, and I have already offered to autograph it for her, and I'm very excited about that. And now I need to finish my soup and my tea, or I'm calling it tea. But for those of you who, who honor the goddess, even if you're not a man, this is a great additional resource to honoring the goddess, or to honoring the goddess in your life, and maybe even learn about other goddesses as well. So thank you, YouTube. Thank you, Erick DuPree. Thank you, Taylor Elwood. Thank you to all of the other men who honor and revere the goddess in her many aspects and many forms, who are a part of this anthology with me. And of course, thank you to those of you who are watching my videos, or who have officially subscribed to my YouTube channel. I will eventually stop saying that I'm catching up on videos, because I will eventually have completely caught up on videos. And then that'll be that. So thank you, have a good night, have a wonderful week, and I will be in touch. Bye, and many blessings.